What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got some big boy beatdown action for you guys to check out. Both of these decks are pretty straightforward. This is straight up the definition of Smash Mouth Yu-Gi-Oh! Beatdown forever. These decks, they just want to beat the crap out of your opponent. They're not very fancy. They're pretty straightforward. They need to do battle damage and lots of it. Now, because of that, both of these decks inherently want to go second. Mech Knight's kind of obvious. It's easier to summon them if your opponent already has cards on the field in columns. Just makes it easier to get to that 2 cards in the column needed. And then with the Infinite Track deck, it's like they don't really do anything going first. They want to beat over monsters. If your opponent doesn't have monsters on the field because they didn't go first, it's a little difficult to do that. So we'll roll it and see what happens. I believe that Infinite Tracks are just going to pass going first, doing nothing because the deck doesn't do anything going first. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, Link Karibo will be summoned off a Glow Bulb. Glow Bulb is going to be used, and going to get a little bit of stuff going here. It's interesting because I feel like we're going to start seeing this play way more than we should, going into Ib and then going into Needle Fiber. This is the reason why I am a proponent of this card getting banned. Gonna go into Needle Fiber. Now, this is even going to be more interesting because you'll be surprised where this play is going to end. Like, what monster? He's going to go into a freaking copy of Virgil, even going to go into the Fortune Lady Every, but he ends up in the same place that he started. He ends up with Ib on the field, or I guess this is technically Lib, whatever. I'm gonna just call her Ib. He ends up with Ib, just a link form of her, not the original link form, not the World Chalice form, a different form of her. I thought the play was kind of mediocre, but hey, it got him a card on field, so I guess you can't complain. Anyways, we'll see what the Infinite Trap player is going to do. He is going to go ahead and summon his opponent. It's going to summon a Mech Knight from the deck. Now, keep in mind, when you start activating these Mech Knight traps, then you got to make sure that, you're not activating cards in the same column as your opponent because they can negate your traps, they can negate your monster effects, your spells, etc., etc. He is going to tribute this Infinite Track, and he's going to summon a different one. Goes for machine duplication. His opponent is going to now move the Indigo into this column so that he can negate the machine duplication with the copy of Whispers. So that's unfortunate, but he says, Cab G, no problem. It ain't a hard once per turn, bro. That means I can activate another copy and I can still pop it off it. So he's going to get 3 monsters on field. Just like that. We know Infinite Tracks are all about tributing monsters on field to special summon from the hand, and he is ultimately going to go for his rank 5. This is going to get him a search, so he'll be able to get a new monster. Gets Machine a Gear Frame. He is going to go ahead and summon from the graveyard, and this is the card right here, the Out Trigger extension. This is the one that lets you rank up like 2 levels higher, or excuse me, 2 ranks higher. Xyz don't have levels, we know that. So he could activate this, and it's not a hard once per turn, by the way, the rank up effect, so that's kind of nice. He's going to go ahead and he's going to rank up into the 7, and then he's going to gain some attack, run over an opponent's monster, or at least attempt to, and then he's going to rank up again and then start nuking some cards. Now, this one is the one that can blow up cards equivalent to however many materials that you detach. So if you want to blow up 2 cards, detach 2 materials, and it seems all fine and dandy. If nothing else, he has the biggest monster on field, but this is why this monster is actually going to backfire on him. We'll see that momentarily. His opponent is going to have nearly infinite resources, and if there's one thing about the Mech Knight archetype, they can actually exceed summon. We don't really know them as an exceed archetype, but generally speaking, it's not that difficult to get like 2 level 8s on the field. He's opening up those extra monster zones, and boom, all you have to do is just get your Indigo and then your Purple Nightfall, and generally Purple Nightfall banishes itself, then it comes back, and then it banishes itself, and then it comes back. So it's not it's kind of difficult for your opponent to kill it. This is one of those cards where it's like it's a given that you should have this on the field. He's actually going to go into the number 97, and this is actually a win condition under these special circumstances. He can activate that effect. He can summon the number 100 from his extra deck, and Numeron Dragon, if you're ever playing against a deck that likes to exceed summon, this is a card you should look at going into, because when this guy detaches a material, guess what? It gains 1,000 attack for every single rank on the field. Now, generally that would be 17 because you got 8 plus 7 but it counts itself as well. So it's more like 17 plus 1, which is 18. 18,000 attack, and yeah, good luck surviving an 18,000 attack monster. Even if you were playing by the new official tag rules, which gives you 16,000 life points, you still might get OTK'd even in a tag duel, because yeah, that's definitely enough damage to kill your opponent 2 times over. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the short duel. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.